For Project Awesome 2021, I'm making this video to support the Wild Animal Initiative, which aims to improve the welfare of animals living in the wild. For example, pigeons face a problem. Each breeding pair of pigeons lays 20 eggs during its lifetime, but they're a pair of pigeons. There's enough pigeons. The number of pigeons in the environment is equal to the number of pigeons that the environment can support. Because they're in Malthusian conditions, basically. If there was more food in the environment, then there'd be more pigeons in the next generation, and for any amount of food, the number of pigeons would grow to or shrink to be equal to the amount of food. So if these two pigeons are laying 20 eggs, but by the next generation there's only going to be 2 pigeons in their place, then that means that of these baby pigeons, 18 of them are going to starve. And that's not good for the pigeons. Because if a pet starved, we'd recognise it as animal cruelty. And pigeons, they feel the same things. They're just as important. And this is the case for many wild animals and for many different species. But this is a common life strategy. It's called R-selection, I believe, that many species of animals have. They lay more eggs or have more children than the environment can support, and many of them don't live to adulthood. And I point out pigeons in particular because this is something that the Wild Animal Initiative is specifically looking for funding to do research into, because contraception is used as a pest control method to control pigeon populations in cities. And one thing the Wild Animal Initiative wants to do is look into what impact that has on the welfare of pigeons. Because if a pair of pigeons would lay fewer than 20 eggs, then that doesn't translate to environmental destruction, that doesn't translate to some reduction in pigeon populations. It basically purely means that there are fewer baby pigeons starving. But Wild Animal Initiative, they want to be careful, they want to know the consequences, because nature is complicated. Even though there's so many cases about things like this happening in nature, the Wild Animal Initiative wants to do research into how we can reliably and improve welfare. And this research comes to they're specifically doing this in general as creating a new scientific field of welfare biology. So 2 pieces of research that they've conducted thus far is the value of wild animal welfare for restoration ecology. So restoration ecology is restoring environments that have been destroyed by humans, and other ways to do this which are more humane, which lead to better lives for the wild animals that will live in those restored environments. Can we get fewer cases like the cases of the starving baby pigeons, actually? And also accounting for demography in the assessment of wild animal welfare. So that's looking into, so that this paper basically looks into how the life history of animals affects the welfare. Like animals that lay more eggs, that have higher infant mortality, would tend to have worse welfare, so you can estimate how good their lives are from looking at basically how many are alive at each age. They've also published white papers, exploratory research notes, and blog posts. And in addition to this, they've been connecting scientists, connecting biologists, ecologists together to try and create this new scientific field. They've they've started to provide assistance in getting grants for researchers to do more research like this, and hosted a Wild Animal Welfare Summit, and so far their efforts have been able to get them to be a Animal Charity Evaluators top charity. So Animal Charity Evaluators believes that they're among the most cost-effective way to improve the welfare of animals. So voting for this video, the money will go a long way.